Sometimes or some days you have to experience the bad to realize and appreciate the good. That is what I'm going to share with you today, my stories and my experience while traveling in Australia. I never feel lonely for a day because I'm always surrounded by people to take care of me, always. And from the day I was born till the day I had the loneliest day of my life. From the day I arrived in the land of my dream, Australia, I was so pumped to travel around. I planned a lot of things in advance. I had a long, never-ending list to do, and I wanted to travel to many places as possible. It turned out things did not work out in the same way you expected. Planning things ahead of time is such a pain in the ass. Though I'm aware of setting expectations always leaving no satisfaction after all. So instead of booking flight beforehand, like a month before the trip to save money, I booked like a week before the trip. I know it costs more money, but I have to make sure that I'll travel the place for sure, no turning back. Because of that, I have traveled to four biggest cities in Australia in 1 month, and I have the best time of my life. The best part about traveling is to get to know new strangers and to make a network of friends, to eat exotic food, to experience things in your dream. But on the downside of it is the loneliness. That's right, that's what I experienced for the very first time in my life. I remember that day vividly. That was a week before my trip ends. I met Sam in Melbourne. Sam is an English teacher volunteering to teach English at Hallmark a year ago. And we became friends when we all together put a 10-day trip on his motorbike. Sam is also a world traveler, and in fact, he is much younger than me. Although he has been traveling far more than I ever did. There is an English saying says, "We always met twice in life." I always believe in it. So I met him first in Vietnam. That's the second time we meet, not in America, his homeland, but in Australia. He stayed with a bunch of his friends that he just recently knew. Most of them are from Germany. They live in an abandoned house, no electricity. They're friendly. The day I arrived in this place, I was pretty excited to tell my stories and hear from them. And I also wanted to cook for them an authentic Vietnamese dish. When I said I would cook for them, they were so excited. And the next day we eat, drink beers, play English games together till the next morning. We had a blast. You know, when you feel empty, and the next day you'll probably feel empty. That is what I felt. That day was my saddest day ever in my life. I was looking to buy a new iPhone charger that I broke it. That was on Easter holiday. Shops closed everywhere. It is hard to find a place to charge phone. I was frustrated because the only thing in the world I have to connect my family in Vietnam is my phone. But as it was dying, when it shuts down, I feel lost, frustrated. At that time, it was really cold and dark, and I was walking on the street, nothing in my stomach, plus shop closed everywhere. I started wondering where Sam is. Sam is my only friend that I know. I caught him, and he said he'd stay down with his friends for a night. And tomorrow he'll be back. And that is something for me was more lonely I ever had. I have never been alone like this ever, staying in a strange house with other people I barely even know. I started feeling missing someone I love and care for. My family, my students, wonder what they are doing right now and wish to be at home right now. And I only just want to go home so much. But when the reality hits, you were in Australia, and I was more even desperate to go home. When I got to the house, I started to tell everyone how I felt. They hugged me and say, "It is okay." We had a long conversation. One of them made me a cup of tea, and that was warm to cool my stomach. I felt better. And that leads me to the point, I think sometimes we have to experience the bad to appreciate the bright day of ours. Second thing I want to say is, don't buy price, buy convenience. While in Australia, I was traveling by plane. As usual, I choose airline with cheap fares. At that time, I could not see the bigger picture, just looking for a cheap ticket as possible. I bought a ticket flying at night, and that was pretty cheaper than booking during the day. But what I could not see is that when I arrived at night, I have to book an Uber, and I have 1 hour on a coach to get to the city of Melbourne. Most importantly, I was tired to fly at night. It drags me till 2 a.m. in the next day to arrive at Sam's place. So instead, I should have it booked in daylight because I will have more options to choose which means should I get from the airport. Above all, I will not be tired. So what I would suggest here is, some cases you should buy convenience and do not buy price. One last lesson I have learned is, when you are nice with somebody, some others will be nice with you. That is calmer. And when I stay in Australia, whenever I go, I always have a place to stay and have somebody to help and be nice with me. Because I think I was nice with them, with people, and always be. So be nice and thoughtful to others. You will be welcome everywhere. Thank you for listening.